Valve's handheld gaming PC just got a lot more expensive. Welcome to Inside Games Daily, the only gaming news show brave enough to report on this basically as soon as we saw it. It's only been like an hour or two, and I saw a bunch of people complaining online, and I was like, wait, it can't be that bad. It is that bad, Brian.
Yes, Lawrence was melting down in our Discord about it. So if you haven't heard, the Steam Deck, Valve's handheld gaming PC, just got a lot more expensive. Like, whatever you're thinking it is, multiply that by 100. It's a lot.
Yeah, they raised the price of the Steam Deck OLED significantly, with the 512 gigabyte OLED model jumping from $549 to $789, and the 1 terabyte version climbing from $649 to a whopping $949. So if you're counting at home there, so we're looking at a $240 price increase for the 512 gigabyte model and a $300 price increase for that 1 terabyte version.
But hey, guys, it's not all bad news. If you're interested and you have a lot of discretionary income, both models are currently in stock. You can have them in 3 to 5 business days, so be my guest.
Who would do that? I mean, I guess if you really needed a Steam Deck, according to Valve, the price hike comes down to, quote, rising memory and storage costs. The company said nothing about the Steam Deck itself that has changed, but that the new prices reflect the current state of component costs and other global logistical challenges across the industry as a whole.
Yeah, and you guys have heard this before. We've reported it. It's a trend we've seen across the industry for the last few years, as lots of hardware makers have had to raise prices due to supply chain issues and our AI overlords eating up everything. But this is definitely one of the biggest price increases I've seen. I don't know what to compare this to.
Yeah, I mean, we were just we'll do this at the end of the show, but we were just looking up the PS5 price increase and the Switch 2 price increase. This is just bad all the way around. And Gadget called the increases shocking and added, quote, you can largely pin the blame on AI companies driving up the prices of components as they scramble to build data centers as quickly as possible and also lay off thousands of people.
And take all our fresh water. So, but...
That too, yes, yeah, of course.
It's well, no, I can't even joke. It's not worth it. But yeah, if those new Steam Deck prices are a little too painful, don't worry. Valve also is selling refurbished models at lower prices, including a 512 gig OLED for $629 and a 1 terabyte OLED for the low price of $759.
I think those prices for the refurbished models are more than they were at launch. I want to say, I don't know. I haven't done research on that. Users are not pleased. Neither are we. In a comment under the official announcement, Steam user Demoman wrote, quote, does it come with Gaben bathwater at that price?
And Cool Guy added, Steam Machine is about to be $1,200 USD minimum. A Cool Guy might be right. Who knows?
Yeah, I think he might be right. The higher prices don't exactly come out of nowhere. Back in February, Valve warned that the Steam Deck would be, quote, out of stock intermittently in some regions due to memory and storage shortages. And they were out of stock almost immediately around that time. And everyone's like, well, they'll restock them. I don't know that they expected them to restock them at an insane price increase.
I'm about to dig up my DS and just roll with that until this is all over. And those shortages also reportedly delayed the company's plans for the Steam Machine and Steam Frame, which were originally planned for earlier this year, but now expected sometime later this year. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, we'll see about that. Valve did still manage to launch the Steam controller on May 4th at $100, and I think most people were like, $100 isn't that bad for a controller of this caliber. So, and Valve is not alone in getting hammered by Ramageddon. Is that what we're calling it now? Ramageddon?
I read that. So I took that from somebody. I thought it was good. But yeah, Lenovo recently raised the price of the Legion Go 2 by hundreds of dollars. Sony and Nintendo also announced price increases for the PS5 and the Switch 2, but not like this.
Yeah, this is interesting. So Brian and I were talking before we just started recording the episode, and Brian was like, yeah, I meant to look up the price increases on all the different consoles, and that was a fantastic idea, because we were just looking up the Nintendo Switch 2 price increase of $50. Not so bad. I mean, whatever, obviously we don't want the price to go up, but it wasn't so bad. The PS5 Pro increase that launched $700 and went to $900. So for the standard PS5 disc edition went up $100 to $650 from $550, and the digital edition is also up $100 for the PS5, just the standard PS5 to $600 from $500. So these are just like again, that's bad, but it's not terrible. And the Steam Deck price increase might be one of the worst things I've ever seen Valve do ever.
Yeah, and none of these are must-haves, but I can see like a PS5, like a mainline console, a PS5, a Switch 2. I can see like, yeah, you would want to buy a Steam Deck is totally a luxury item. I have one. I like it. It's fun. It's a fun kind of thing to play, various like usually older games though. There is in no universe that it is worth this kind of money. That's insane.
No, you're absolutely right. I was also looking up specs for the Steam Machine versus the Steam Deck. And approximations are that the Steam Machine itself, the actual hardware that'll sit in your living room if you spend the money on it, is about 6 times the power of a Steam Deck. And I also benchmarked the Steam Deck. I did this, benchmarked the Steam Deck against the Xbox ROG Ally and the ROG Ally X. And the ROG Ally and the ROG Ally X are definitely more powerful than the Steam Deck OLED. They absolutely are. And I'm looking up the prices of the ROG Ally because I don't think, have those gone up too? I feel like I don't think those have gone up. The ROG Xbox Ally is still $600. I would recommend the ROG Xbox Ally at $600 over the Steam Deck OLED any day, literally any day.
Any day and twice on Sunday. Yeah, it was fun, but it's also like years old at this point. It can't really play new games anymore. It is flexible. You can install other stuff in it. There's, people play WoW on it now. People do all kinds of things, but boy, that is, to me, a handheld by definition is a little bit cheaper than a home console. It's more flexible, not as powerful. These are premium home console prices.
Mm-hmm. They really are. That $949 for the 1 terabyte. This feels to me like Valve is, because I think most people were speculating that they were going to release the Steam Deck 2. They were going to actually come out with a new Steam Deck soon. Obviously, there's been lots of challenges within the industry to release new electronics. So I did not expect them to come out of the gate swinging here with the price increases on the originals from 2023. Like, these are 3 years old, these machines. And they've increased them. They didn't double it, but it was like a 60% increase, 70% increase.
I'm about to put my launch Steam Deck up on Craigslist. Like, if they're going for that, I'm going to make a few $100. Screw it.
This is like the time that I bought Disneyland tickets like 3 years ago and didn't use them for about 3 years, and I looked at how much they were now, and they had like doubled in price. But thankfully, I didn't pay the difference. It's like, so maybe if you invested in a Steam Deck or two, you'd make a lot of money.
They should have a link to take out a home equity loan to buy one of these things. It's insane.
Also, just so we're all aware, yet again, we will say yet again what the problem actually is. And we said it at the top of the episode. I'm going to say it again because I want everybody to know, and I want everybody to be mad about it because it makes me angry every single day. It is AI, 100%. It is tariffs, 100%. It's all this other bullshit that's constantly happening around us. And we've been talking about it on Inside Games now for as long as it's been happening. And the combination of the supply chain problems along with the tariffs and all this other stuff is just making this hell for video games. And people in government and these incredibly greedy CEOs are pricing you out of video games because they're expecting rich people to buy them and not normal people. And that is a real problem.
It's a great, and by great I mean terrible, example of how policy choices affect your life directly. This is 100%
right.
like policy choices leading to this, and it sucks, but it's a good thing to keep in mind when it comes time to vote on things, to vote on people, because this is absolute insanity.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, even if you're like, oh, well, I don't want to talk about politics or whatever. All right, well, then let's talk about the CEOs. The CEOs that are laying thousands of people off because they think AI can replace their employees. They're also trying to invest in data centers that are just gobbling up all sorts of resources, electricity and water, all this other bullshit, land in your states. And again, I go back to politics there, so you're going to have to start to vote on policy there to make sure that those data centers don't go in because of these incredibly greedy corporations. I promise you, I'm going to say this again, I say it every fucking episode, that these CEOs are only talking about data centers and AI because it makes them more money. It has nothing to do with helping you with anything. It is only about making more money, so keep that in mind.
Is making that shareholder value go up. That is all they care about. 100%. Yep.
That's all. Thank you very much for watching Inside Games Daily. Thank you very much for watching, Brian. And I forgot to mention where Lawrence was. Lawrence is out on a secret video game excursion today, so he missed these stories, but I know he's really upset about it. So thank you very much for watching and sticking with us on this 2-episode day. Brian, thank you for whipping up these 2 scripts as well. I appreciate it. And if you want to support Inside Games, in addition to subscribing to our YouTube channel and telling your friends about it, we have a Patreon as well. You can drop a couple bucks over there, and we post all of our content there for free. And if Lawrence gets to it today, he'll post a few memes on our Patreon as well. So there you go.